Hi there, and welcome to our rabbit types videos where I look at your pictures of your rabbits, and we try to figure out what breed your rabbit could be. And today we have Prince Poppycock, which is an awesome name. I always say, we're supposed to give our children fairly common names, although I broke that rule too. But by golly, it's just so much fun to name the critters, and Prince Poppycock, you can't get much better than that. So Sandy sent in a picture of Prince Poppycock, several pictures actually, along with this email. Hoping you can feature my Prince Poppycock in one of your episodes. He is 7 pounds, his age is unknown as he was adopted through a shelter, but I believe he is an older bun as he is a slow mover and just has that seasoned kind of disposition. His fur is really soft and the brown fur is quite unique to me. It has gray at the roots, then white, then sandy at the ends. We live in the USA. Please let me know if he'll be featured. Sandy. So yes, Sandy, Prince Poppycock is being featured. And the color that you mentioned is actually what we call an agouti pattern and chestnut color. And I apologize if I'm saying agouti wrong. Some people say agouti. I've always said agouti. It's just the way I say it. So bear with me. It's agouti as long as you're here. So the agouti pattern and the chestnut color is actually the color that a wild rabbit would be. If you go back 2,000 years, or if you go to Europe now and find these rabbits running wild, this is the color and the pattern that they are. Agouti pattern, they have the white belly, they have a little bit of white around the face, around the nose, and also each hair will have bands of color on it, and that's where you were kind of mentioning how it's one color at the base, another color in the middle, another color at the tip. That's typical for agouti. Other agouti types are like the chinchilla is an agouti type. What else is there? There's blue chinchillas. There's lots of different colors there, but they're all the agouti pattern. And this guy is a chestnut, which again is like the wild coloring. Now I did a video earlier about a family of bunnies that were all 4 of them were different colors. It was mom and 3 babies, Henrietta, Milk, Oats, and Honey, I believe it was. And I explained a lot of what I'm going to explain here, so if you watched that video and then came to this one, I apologize for repeating myself. But basically, here's probably the story for Prince Poppycock. The red-eyed white gene creates a rabbit that is white with red eyes. And a lot of people think that that means that rabbit is devoid of color, that there's no color there. And actually the opposite is true. Red-eyed white rabbits have tons and tons of color genes, lots of different mixes, lots of different patterns hidden in their genes. As long as that red-eyed white gene is present, and 2 red-eyed white genes, so one from mom, one from dad. The baby has 2 genes, red-eyed white. That rabbit will be white with red eyes. The red-eyed white actually covers all the other colors. So all those colors are there, but the red-eyed white hides it. So here's what the scenario that usually plays out. Somebody gets a rabbit, usually a New Zealand white. New Zealand whites are the most common red-eyed white rabbits in the United States. They're in the top 10 breeds of common rabbits in the United States. Plus, Prince Poppycock is 7 pounds, so this would be the most likely scenario for him. I'm going to flip around to a couple other pictures as I'm talking. So usually what what happens is somebody has a rabbit in a hutch outside, and they maybe bought 2 rabbits, and we know what happens when there's 2 rabbits, especially when they're opposite sex. They'll have babies. More than likely they had a New Zealand white and some other breed. What that other breed is, I don't know. And they bred and had babies. Now what happens is once the red-eyed white gene is mixed with a rabbit that does not have red-eyed white, babies with color to them are what's born. So you could have a pure white rabbit and she'll have an orange baby, a black baby, a chestnut baby, a chinchilla baby, and a Siamese sable baby. That's because all of those colors were mixed up in there, but the red-eyed white was hiding it. Depending on what color the rabbit was she was bred with will also determine what color the babies are, but you'll find all sorts of different colors popping out. Then what happens is those babies are not separated, and we all know the story there. Then they start having babies, and then those babies start having babies, and then, you know, they're putting ads in the paper, free bunnies or bunnies for sale, or they're taking them to the pet store. That happens often enough, and any of you that work with rescue rabbits know that. And so usually when you see a rabbit of this size that's about 7 pounds, that is of a non-distinct color and non-distinct breed body type, what you normally have is a New Zealand white mix, and excuse me, and mixed with what, I don't know. It could have been any number of things. They could have had a mini Rex in the cage. They could have had who knows what. But that's probably the scenario that took place. They had 2 rabbits in a cage. The doe had babies. The babies weren't separated. And if you were to actually look at all those babies, let's say 20 babies were produced out of that, you would probably almost have 20 different colors. It'd be all over the board. You'd get, and you might get some red-eyed whites mixed in there too. You'd get the chestnuts like this, chinchillas, blues, blacks, orange, red, you name it, it'll pop up. So that is most likely Prince Poppycock's story. He's a red-eyed white or a New Zealand white mix, probably mixed several times where those genes kept going in, mixing with each other. He's a beautiful bunny. He's exactly what I would think the rabbits of Watership Down would look like. What do you think? I think he makes a good Hazel. I can imagine him being a Hazel. If you've never read that book, you should definitely read Watership Down, because that's an excellent, excellent book about rabbits. But society, too, it's deep. So that's Prince Poppycock, and thank you, Sandy, for sending that in. I hope that helps you a little bit and gives you a little bit better idea of what some of his history is. And if you have a rabbit at home that you don't know what breed it is and always been wondering, go ahead and send me pictures in an email. My email address will be at the end of this video. And please include the size of the rabbit, meaning the weight, whether or not it's a young rabbit in the pictures or a mature rabbit, and what country you live in. That's very important, because different countries have different tendencies for breeds. And also what breed you think he is, or what breed your friends, neighbors, the pet shop, the shelter where you adopted him is. And that helps me also determine what breed it could be. Sometimes when there's questions there, that can help. And I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next edition. Thanks.